we are going to configure Hadoop. So in my another terminal, I'm going to switch to HT user. So this is where my two terminals are. So here have set permissions. So here what I'm going to do is, like, now I'm going to switch to my HT user in order to configure my Hadoop files. So now you can see I have switched to HT user. The same way I'm going to move to the directory where my Hadoop files are installed. So user local, and I'm going to move to Hadoop. Hadoop. So and in that I'm going to move to etc. So and then followed by Hadoop. All these are directories which is present in your Hadoop. So now you can see I'm going to open a file called we are going to do few configurations. So initially what we are going to do is, like, we are going to create a file called mapredsite.xml, which is going to be like a very important file which helps in configuration of the Hadoop. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy the file called mapredsite.template, and I'm going to create a file called mapredsite.xml. so this is a file which we are going to configure. So you can see, like, I'll show you the file how it is created. So Hadoop etc Hadoop, okay, and you can see the mapredsite.xml is created. So we have both files. So what I did is, like, I have used this file. With this file I have created this mapredsite.xml. So now we are going to configure Hadoop env.sh, which is like Hadoop environment. So we are going to configure our Hadoop environment. So what I'm going to do is, like, I'm going to open that file. So I'm going to use sudo gedit and my file name, obviously it is going to be user local Hadoop etc Hadoop, and here you can see my Hadoop env.sh. So I'm going to open that. So okay, it's not a user. What it says HT user is not a sudo user. One minute, let me check to it. 1 minute. So have actually, so here you can see me, like, if doesn't allows you to access that file as a HT user, just switch to your main user. Here it is Parun. So you just switch to the other user and try to open that file. It will allow you to open. So here I'm going to configure my Java home. So in my Java home I have to mention in which directory my Java is running. So actually you can see where my Java is running. So here ls-user local. So actually it's not local. Local is like where you have your setup files. Your libraries are installed in lib. So you in JVM you can see my Java is installed. So here you can see my Java version of Java 1.7.jdk is installed. So I have to set this in my place. So I'm just going to copy this. So actually it has to be copied like this, and I'm going to mention it here. So it is user, and in my library and in my JVM I have a Java running here. So just save this. So now we have configured our Hadoop env.sh. So once it is saved successfully, so you can see here, so it is saved. Now I'm going to move to another file. Okay, so now I'm going to open the mapper.xml. So I'm going to make a few configurations. So it is the file which we have created, so mapper.xml. so here, see, you can see the configuration is initially empty, so we have to make our configurations here. So I'm type property. Okay, see, this has to be like properly coded. If not, your Hadoop won't start properly. So property, so here I'm going to mention like where my job tracker is going to run. So here my name, actually it's a XML file. So the tagging has to be proper. If the open tag has to be properly ended with a closing tag. So map reduce dot job tracker dot address. So it is going to hold my job tracker address, and actually the address is nothing but my localhost, since we are going to follow the single node installation. So it's going to be my same system. My job tracker is also going to run on the same system. So I'm going to make it as local host. So this, I told you, right, this file is very important, because this job tracker, if you have a knowledge of Hadoop, this job tracker is a main manager to track all the jobs which is going to take place while I'm going to run MapReduce. So this configuration file is very important, so you need to configure this. If you are going to follow a multi-node installation, so you are going to mention like where instead of this local host, you are going to mention in which system and which server, that is your IP address, where the job tracker is running. So now I have done with my MapReduce. So my MapReduce is successfully completed. So I'm going to create few important directories which helps me to run my Hadoop. So I'm going to create few directories, very important directories. So I'm going to create a temp directories as well as my HDFS directories. Okay, so then I'm going to set a privilege of 750 to my HDFS. So it is done. So if you want to see that, like what the privilege is, ls-l okay, actually home okay, so we have